for me. Blood in my dog and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. And niggas trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a nigga for.
What's up, YouTube? Got off work early today, so I'm gonna get started on Jessica's E93 build. First, I should probably show you what we got last weekend. Got this beautiful C6 Corvette. I got this car down in San Francisco and was kind of on the fence about it. It was a great deal. I didn't know if I was gonna drift it or what exactly the plan was. I hit up a buddy that was selling a JDM car, and he put on his post that he would trade for a C6. And I had already purchased this. It was just sitting in the Bay Area waiting for me to come pick it up. So I went ahead and sent him pictures of it, and he said, yeah, I like it. Let's do a deal. So this, although it just got here the other day, might be leaving soon. More on that later. So the E93, if you saw in the last video, got a smoking deal on this at an estate sale down the road. And it had been sitting for a few years. It's a factory twin turbo manual BMW 335i. Has low miles and was bone stock when I got it. We were on the fence about what to do with it. We sold Jessica's convertible drift car and weren't really sure what she was gonna drift. And this thing was so cheap, we decided just to make this her drift car. So I started ordering parts and getting rid of stuff we don't need. I've sold the OEM front bumper. I put 5x114 adapters on, and I sold the OEM side skirts. The reason why I had to sell those pieces was for the new body kit, which is a Pandem kit. I took the front crash beam off because it wouldn't let the Pandem bumper go on. So this is a front bumper, front splitter, front fender flares, rear spats, and it uses OEM side skirts for this kit, but they can't be the standard 335i skirts, and they actually can't even be the M3 factory standard skirts. They have to be the M-Tech. So I did get online and ordered a set of OEM M-Tech side skirts, so that way when I put the rear flares on, the body lines will match up. So I'm gonna start off by trying to get this body kit mounted today, so then I can make my marks on where to chop the OEM front fenders and rear quarter panels to clearance the body kit. Now it's time to mount this front bumper. I think I'm gonna call it a night, but let me show you what I got done so far. I got the front bumper mounted. Well, I just have it mounted right here. I don't have it mounted on the corners yet. And then I have this front over fender on the side skirt. I just opened the door and slid this side skirt into place and then closed the door so I could see how the body lines match up with the fender flares, and it's all good. And then I went ahead and actually got all the mounting points for this front fender done besides the one that goes to the side skirt. I just wanted to make sure I lined up there, the gap was good, and that it lined up here. So you can see how much bigger it is. I had to cut the side skirt just to get it to go in, and then all this has to be cut out. The rear fender flare, I just have one bolt holding it on. So this was gonna be a main mounting point. You got a body line there, and then the door has to be able to swing open into this space. So I had to make sure this was correct. And then the E92, the gas door goes straight down right there. So this is gonna have to be chopped open for the E93. But you can see an idea of how much has to be cut out of this. And then this body line will go here, which is pretty decent. And then here's what I was talking about for the side skirts. So you can see how nicely it mounts to the M-Tech. That's why you need these side skirts. Also, when I do mount this, this is gonna have to be clearanced for the convertible top. So I do need to cut that, and then I need to cut that. But I'll probably get all the mounting points done. That way the over fender is securely mounted where it needs to be. Then I'll clearance the gas door and the convertible top. I don't want to make those cuts and then shift this around for the mounting points and the body lines and then have those cuts be in the wrong spot. So, but yeah, this kind of has an idea. Pretty darn big. I like it, looks good. Well, it's the next day and I am back on the road. I only had one work appointment today, so I got off work super early. And last night I ended up working out that deal to trade the Corvette. So put it back on the trailer last night and jumped on the road. I got a 12-hour, I just did like a 20-hour drive over the weekend to visit family too, but to go pick up the Corvette in the Bay Area, so San Francisco, California. And now I'm on a 12-hour drive today, a few days later, to go trade it for something else. All right, I just got done doing the car swap and now I am back on the road for another 6 hours of driving back to Portland. Not gonna get anything done on the BMW today. Little teaser. All right guys, it's been a couple days since that quick little road trip. And I'm super excited to show you that car. Haven't made any more progress on the BMW because I did do that road trip, swapped the Corvette for the new car, and I've had a pretty busy last couple days with kids' sports and stuff. So now I'm gonna show you what I got. Oh man, I'm excited. Are you ready for this? Boom! A JZX 100 Chaser Tour V that came from Japan, already painted Toyota Sunset Bronze, which is our Villains team color. Pretty freaking killer. Let's do a walk around real quick. So a little bit of back history. A buddy imported this car like 4 or 5 years ago. Never drifted it, never even really drove it. When I went and picked it up the other day, the coilovers were still adjusted high for the transportation from Japan. It also came on these SSR Professors. They're pretty weak spec, and they're stepped up to 19s, but they are multi-piece wheels. So it is a nice set of SSR Professor SP4, I believe, 3-piece faces. So I can always bolt those 18-inch faces off and then have them rebuilt for something else. They would actually be a good set for the R33. So not sure what I'm gonna do with those yet, but kind of cool that it came with some nice wheels. I had these sitting around though, and the offset and fitment is a lot better for the chassis. And I just wanted it to look good as soon as I got it. These ones were pretty sunk and the tires were toast. These have new tires on them. So anyways, so I dropped the coilovers down. Luckily the guy in Japan marked the coilovers with tape. So I went ahead and adjusted it to his settings in Japan. And this is what I ended up with. So this is a stock body JZX 100 Tour V automatic turbo chaser with a Vertex body kit. And then these are 18 by 10.5 plus 22s, so you can see the fitment. It's pretty damn good. They do have a little roll and pull to clear the aggressive wheels and tires. So these actually don't rub or anything, and I can probably lower the back another inch or so, but man, this thing is killer. Like I said, it is an automatic. But to spice up the deal, he did throw in a brand new R154. And luckily, here in Portland, we have Excessive Manufacturing that stocks pretty much everything else I'm gonna need to do the swap, like the driveline, the clutch pedal, master cylinder, you know, all that stuff. So I'm gonna be doing that here shortly, but for now, let's just check it out. Did come with these ears. I mean, they are kind of cool because the lights, when it was dark out the other night, I had it outside with the lights on, and they do look kind of cool, but I do actually like OEM mirrors. So might just sell these and buy some OEM mirrors, but these are already paint matched, so I'm on the fence about that. The inside is clean, but the guy did wrap a bunch of stuff in red velvet. That's all faded. You got the nice lunch tray with cup holder and phone holders for the passenger. Throw that in the fucking garbage. Did have a whole bunch of wiring here and some Defi gauges. More red velvet. It also has this funky TV stereo stuff. And a bunch more wiring. Yeah, other than that, the interior is pretty clean. Got a rear strut bar. Got some nice Blitz coilovers. They are great coilovers for a daily, but I'm pretty sure they're a 12 and an 8K spring, which is not going to be good for a slam drift car. In my last JZX100 Chaser drift car, I had, I think, 20s and 16s, and it was awesome for drifting and still good for driving on the street. So I think I'm gonna just throw these on the shelf and order a set of new silvers. Engine bay is pretty clean, relatively stock. Does have a nice Blitz radiator, nice front mount intercooler setup. Got an intake filter, nice Blitz front strut bar. The top engine cover garnish is missing, but luckily I had one sitting on the shelf right there. So that's kind of nice, so I can throw that on. But yeah, other than that, the engine, like I said, is pretty much stock. It's got a stock ECU, stock boost, stock tune, and just a whole mess of wiring for all the other lights and gauges and stereo stuff. Step one is going to be to have Oscar come over, because I absolutely hate wiring, even though it runs and drives the way it is. Before I start tackling the manual swap, which I've done before, I do want to get this thing back to a nice fresh starting point as far as the wiring is concerned. I also usually like to do a J-pipe delete, even with the stock turbo. It really cleans up this side of the engine bay, and then I'll just have to make a new intercooler pipe for this side and a new intake pipe. So I'll probably do the J-pipe delete, bullshit wire delete, and then get it back to clean again. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty nice car. Super stoked. I do have a set of brand new N-style flares in the loft, and I have been wanting to do N-style flares on a Chaser like this. I was actually planning on doing another one with just OEM lip kit with the N-style flares, because I really like that look. But I think it'll look good with the Vertex kit too. With the Vertex kit also. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should I just leave it stock body, or should I chop these fenders and put the N-style flares on? Here's the Chaser. The 350Z is still here. Hopefully in a couple weeks there'll be an event where I can go drive this thing and have some fun. Still waiting for the Pandem front flares for the R33, so I can get that thing, so I can get wheels and tires fitted to that and get it ready to go. And I should be sending the R34 off to the chop shop in the next few weeks. So I need to get the glass out, all the interior out, put the stock wheels back on, and then bolt on all the GTR front end parts. I think that's gonna be the end of this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys later. Peace.